Day another dollar out here, mowing lawns. The weather has changed for the better. It is sunny and not blue skies, but it's starting to clear up. Yesterday it was overcast and cloudy and a couple showers and stuff. So a little bit of gray skies I can see over on that direction. Behind me though, it's blue skies. So I'm gonna get into it, start doing some mowing here. Turn the camera around. Go back to the widescreen camera. Put this in my holster. I'm switching microphones now. So, should be on the IsoTunes microphone. If you can hear me, let me know, because I'm trying to experiment one more time with this live stream. And what I'm doing today is I've got a large battery pack hooked up as well to the phone, going to the battery pack in my pocket. So yesterday I was doing the live stream. I only meant to do one house and ended up doing two houses, and I was like, oh, maybe I should try for a third house, but then the battery just didn't hold on the phone. So I thought today, let me experiment and see if I can have a battery pack hooked up at the same time as using the IsoTunes Bluetooth with that auxiliary microphone, that optional boom mic. So if you could let me know if you can hear the audio, that would be great, because that would tell me that it's all working. And then what I plan on trying to do is, I've got 3 large properties in this neighborhood, starting with this one here, and I'm just gonna live stream the entire afternoon, at least. I'm gonna try, see if that works out. It might be like 3 hours long, but see how it goes. So if you could help me out, that would be great. And I just need to know if you can hear the audio. Just in the comments would be great. Now this house here, I have done in the past on a live stream, I believe. Can't remember what live stream it was. And also the last house of the day, I've also done on a live stream. Now, the last house for today is the one that I broke that window on. So I did the live stream on that one last week. There's one in between that I have not done a live stream at. Usually the homeowners are home. But I'm going to try today and just do one continuous live stream. With just to see if this setup works and how far I can get with a battery pack hooked up as well, and to see if the Bluetooth IsoTunes will work with the battery pack connected, because I've got the iPhone 12 still, the Pro Max, and with iPhones they're kind of finicky in the sense that if you plug anything into the lightning connector, because that kind of does charging, but it also does audio and all this sort of stuff, it can sometimes
mess up where it's trying to pull the audio from that lightning connector, and but you're trying to use the audio from the Bluetooth. So that's what I mean in terms of just seeing if this will work, or if there's something else I have to look at in terms of like a setting or something. Although I didn't really see any settings in this streaming software to be able to select your microphone input. At least that I know of, it just automatically uses what you have connected. Whether that's the iPhone mics or something on Bluetooth. But the question becomes, will it work when there's a Bluetooth device and also a lightning port plugged in? Because of course you can get microphones that are lightning as well, or go through the lightning port. So it can sometimes get confused as to what you're trying to do. So yeah, if you could let me know, it's just in the chat. You can hear the microphone, hear the audio. That would be great. You're a pretty noisy backpack blower in the distance. Ooh. A lot of construction renovations going on the house next door. All right. David Valet, sounds good. Thank you. And hopefully I pronounced your name right. Is it Vale or Valet or? Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. The gate is locked. Luckily they have a stool here for me for my shortness. And the key. Ooh. Very nice of them to keep a stool there on the side. Man, grass is growing like crazy now, starting to really pick up. So that is awesome news. That how long does that battery last? That battery lasts amazingly long. So I was talking about this yesterday on yesterday's live stream. So I mean, this is the Crest commercial mower. Originally, when they launched this, they had their Cyber Pack batteries. It was a 4 amp hour battery. The biggest complaint with those batteries, I don't know if you're familiar with the Crest stuff, but they came swinging out of the gate as like a disruptor in the industry with their battery stuff, because their battery technology is freaking amazing. So those batteries can charge in 8 minutes if you're using a Cyber tank system, which is like their truck mounted mobile charging system. Basically does DC to DC fast charging. So I get on average with the 4 amp hour battery about 8.5. Well, yesterday was 8.5 houses that I did with it. Now the biggest complaint was that those original Cyber pack batteries, uh, they still obviously they still have them. They're just heavy. The battery itself was like 8 pounds, so that made the string trimmer pretty darn heavy. You do build up muscle memory and kind of get used to it, but it does get fatiguing. Well, then they released these batteries here that I'm using right now. This is the nano battery. So it's the exact same capacity, the same 240 watt hours, but it's half the physical size and half the weight. So when it comes in at just under 4 pounds. Makes a huge difference in using the trimmer, of course, but you get the exact same runtime. Now the trade-off is, and my kind of guess on how they've made it smaller and lighter, but still having the same runtime, is that they just don't include all of the thermal management stuff in the other battery. And I have the other battery in the truck, so I can show after when we get to like the blowing stage. So I'm guessing that's what they've deleted, because you also get a different warranty on these batteries. It's the original Cyber pack batteries are 6 years and 3,000 charge cycles, where these ones are 2 years and 1,200 charge cycles. But again, same capacity. So I get the same, 8.5 lawns with this battery that I would with the other battery. The other trade-off, of course, is that because it doesn't have that thermal management, now I'm just guessing about that, but and the biggest clue as to why I think that's what they've omitted is that the charge times, where the other battery, you can do that battery in 8 minutes with the Cyber tank, or 14 minutes with a regular charger. Oh, I just walked through a spider web. Daily occurrence, of course, with being a lawn care guy. The biggest thing with these batteries is that it takes 24 minutes to charge them, regardless of what charger you're using. So a little bit slower to charge. So that's why I think the thermal management, along with like the fact that the doesn't have as many charges in the warranty. The warranty is long. Will lead me to believe that has something to do with heat management. But otherwise, absolutely amazing for the string trimmer, especially because again, it just makes it so much lighter to use, and you get that same runtime. Man, darn! I don't know if you guys can see that. Look, I got like spiderweb stuff all over me. So sticky. Yeah, so there's the original Cyber tank batteries, or Cyber pack batteries, I should say. So right there in the blower, so you can see 240 watt hour nano. This is 240 watt hour, but it's the Cyber system with the 8-minute recharge time. This one, no mention of 8-minute recharge time, but about half the size as that, and half the weight. So to answer your question, the batteries last about 8.5 lawns on one battery. For the trimming, the mower is a little bit different, of course. With an 11 amp hour battery, I can get, depending on the blades and the power setting. So I typically will mow in the low power setting. There's a low and a high for the mower. Oh, and the trimmer, it's got 3 power settings. So 8.5 lawns is on the lowest power setting, which is more than enough for all of the trimming. David Dale says, and again, hopefully I'm saying your name right. Never heard of them. Where can I find them? So, Crest Commercial launched last year. Well, they officially they showed off their products in, what year is it now? 2024. So it would have been 23, 22. So in 22, they showed off their and kind of like launched at the Equip Expo in the fall. And as soon as I saw their product and saw what they were offering, I was like, oh man, that is gonna like absolutely disrupt the industry to have, you know, a rechargeable battery system with that long of a warranty and to be able to charge in 8 minutes or so. But it was still going to be like a year before their products were available. So it was last year at Equip, last summer actually, that they started actually shipping product. So like June or so last year. So I've been using trimmer, mower, blower, backpack blower. I don't have the backpack blower with me today, but I have the small mobile truck charger. I also don't have that today, just because the batteries last so long. I haven't needed it too often. But at any rate, Cress is a German company originally. They've been around since, I think, for about 60 years, making electric power tools in Europe. Then they started developing a proprietary lithium battery technology for the past 10 years in conjunction or partnership with the University of Waterloo in Canada. And I got it to a point where, like I said, they're absolutely awesome. So I finally went to market with them. And I think now they're owned by Positech Corporation, which has a bunch of other brands underneath them. But and they're all manufactured in China. But the quality of the stuff is amazing. Even the mower, like fit and finish, I refer to it as like the difference between like when you see like a BMW or Mercedes-Benz, just that kind of attention to detail in the packaging, in the paint work, in the everything, like on the mower, the wiring, the way it's when you pull it out of the box, it was noticeably much higher quality. Unfortunately, these lawns that I'm doing here are ones that I need to use the turf tracer on, so it's going to be noisy just because these lawns are much bigger than what I would normally mow with the battery stuff. I'd love to get into like a battery stand-on mower or something. It'd be awesome to be able to do live streams and stuff. And I'm still looking at that belt. I'm peeking through it, right through there. It's starting to disintegrate a little bit, so might have to contend with that part way through this lawn. And I'm just gonna close my tailgate since I'm on this corner here, just if somebody like whips through, so it's not in the way. Cone. So anyways, yeah, you can get the Crest stuff. It's pretty widely available now. They're still building up their dealer network, but you can go to their website, crest.com, and there's like a dealer locator there. The other cool thing that they do is that they do free trials. So you can actually go to your dealer and arrange to pick out all the Crest equipment you would need, and they'll let you take it for like 7 days and try it out in your own business and see if it's good, with no obligation to buy or anything like that. So they're just doing stuff that other brands, traditionally won't. But they're the new kids on the block here in North America, so they kind of have to break that mold. So I'm going to do my best. I'm going to try to chat a little bit through the mower, but it's probably not going to be very well received. Grass is growing, like the rays. May not seem like it on screen, but compared to what it was a few weeks ago. This lawn gets no fertilizer or anything either, so makes it all the more surprising. You mow weekly? Yes, I do. I do a weekly as needed service. So every customer is a weekly cut until the summertime. And then traditionally I do about 50% of them weekly in the summer and the other 50% every 2 weeks. And then September it goes back to weekly. This year was the first year I did every 2 weeks for every customer through August because it got pretty dry. But then, ironically, it also started to rain regularly and had to go back to weekly. If I don't answer a question right away, it's just because I got my eyes on the mowing, of course. So I will occasionally look down and check for comments, questions. Spot I missed. There's going. Alley Cat Property Maintenance. Welcome. I run Bobcat walk behinds. It's awesome. I love walk behinds. The versatility is just so unmatched still. And it's funny because I'm here on the west coast of Canada, just in a suburb of Vancouver, British Columbia. And we tend to get mowers or styles of mowers like 4 to 5 years, sometimes longer, after the U.S. So for instance, like I remember seeing like stand-on mowers being really popular on Instagram and stuff like that for years, and I'd never seen one here until, like I say, about 4 or 5 years later. Then I saw one. So these walk behinds, I had always seen as being like super popular originally, and I finally found some used ones after some years. Purchased this one, and the industry's kind of moved to the stand-ons now, and these walk behinds are just absolutely fantastic, especially here because it's the Pacific Northwest, right? So I'm about 2 hours north of Seattle, just across the border. In fact, if I were to jump in my truck there and head that way, the U.S. border is about 6 minutes. from here by car. So very close to the U.S. border, and then, like I said, about 2 hours from Seattle. So same kind of weather is what I'm trying to get at. So these walk-behinds are just so versatile for that because, if there's lawns that are kind of sketchy, when we get all that rain, I can walk behind. And this unit's only about 300 pounds. This is an older 2009 model. They've gotten a lot heavier with the new ones, but this one's, I think, like 380 for weight. So it makes all the difference. But then, things dry up, and I throw that sulky down, and away you go. You're riding it. This thing's awesome on hills. It's great on flat. Property maintenance. Have a zero turn, a Toro, for walk-behind seems straight better. I always get awesome compliments on the striping on this unit. You mow in the rain a lot. Yep. Absolutely I do. Have to. There's no way around it here in the Pacific Northwest. You would literally be out of business. The season's already short when you think about it, starting in March, going to typically about Halloween, or a couple weeks past that, mid-November, depending on the year. Summertime, you're doing, it's really dry. A lot of houses don't have irrigation sprinkler systems because we get so much rain throughout the year. They're starting to become more popular, but usually it's just commercial. But it's not that, none of them. Some do, but it's just not the norm. So then you get kind of that drought season, the strict watering restrictions because of population growth and making sure that there's enough fresh water, even though we live in a freaking rainforest. They just don't have the infrastructure to collect the rainwater, the reservoirs, to support the current growth of population. So they put watering restrictions on during the summer months. And so you don't get, a lot of, you get that, the mowing dropping during that period. So the point being, the last thing you want to do is go through the bulk of the season living here where it's raining all the time and you're not going to cut lawns when you're already not cutting lawns from basically November to March, and then the summertime you're going to bi-weekly for 1 to 2 months, and it's now you're going to skip lawns in the rain. Yeah, it doesn't happen. You can literally be waiting 2 or 3 weeks for a dry day sometimes. So yeah, mow in the rain. You get used to it. I've been doing this for 19 years, so you do get used to it. But I will say, or I will admit, that as I've gotten older here, the rain is now starting to bother me. After doing it for 19 years. That those rainy days, they never used to bother me, but now they do. All right. So I was able to get that one pass. If it doesn't wet up the yards, yeah, that's the thing. That sometimes here, I know in other areas, it's obviously a big no-no. Here, sometimes it's just unavoidable. they're rutting. Like, stuff happens sometimes, right? Like, look at this lawn right across the street. They have a lawn service. Obviously, the guy's been doing it with the 21, it looks like, with the stripe pattern. Look, he like completely scalped all the way up the lawn. Had something happen. So, you know, stuff happens sometimes. Hopefully you got good clients. It's like me last couple weeks ago with the lawn that we can do at the end here, the third house, at the end of the afternoon. I have scheduled that lawn. I broke their window a couple weeks ago. First time in 19 years breaking a window. And those clients were awesome about it. They didn't want me to worry about it, didn't want me to pay for it. They were more concerned about me being concerned. I had broken the window. And it wasn't like a regular window like for their house. It was a patio door window that was in under a sun deck basically that the previous owner had closed in. So there wasn't really even access to the house. From there, it was just used as a storage area or like a sun type room or I don't know what kind of. At any rate, the customer, that's the one thing they disliked about their house is what that previous owner had done, put those patio doors in, because there's no patio. It's just grass with these two glass doors. Alright, let's dump this. Whoa. Quite a bit of grass on there. Whoa. I put all the grass in these green bins here. Each house has. City picks these up every week on the garbage day, so I don't even have to worry about taking grass clippings with me. Leave that there. Now this is going to be tricky. Getting the mower, I always got to go through this path, avoiding this stump here and this one here because of the stairs. So I found that I can do it going backwards. I first started doing this house. Stuff there that you're attaching. Stuff. When I first bought this house, I was push mowing it because of that stairs. It's taking so long to push mow. Here I gotta watch this gas line on the side. Until one day I got kind of fed up of push mowing it, and I was like so tired. I gotta try taking the turf tracer because I know it'll fit through the gate. But it was just these stairs to navigate, and discovered that I could get it through there. So it's good that you guys can hear me. I'm using those Isotunes Link headphones with that boom mic accessory. But today, I'm trying with a very large battery pack. In my pocket yesterday, I did like 2 regular houses, and then the battery died because it just eats the battery. So I've got a big 2600 milliamp battery pack in my pocket. Hopefully powering the phone. See how far we can get. lawn has a lot of thatch, a lot of moss as well. Cutting this at 2.5 inches. I bag most of my properties. I was experimenting with some side discharging this year for the first time. Ironically, that's what I was doing when that window broke. So needless to say, bagging is still kind of the way for me, especially since I don't have to take the clippings away. It'd be different if I did, but I just find that if I can bag, that for the most part, I only have to do like one pass, and these are pretty clean cut, even in the rain. Where if you're trying to side discharge or mulch, it's sometimes it can take a couple of passes to clean it up, and that takes time. And it's just faster for me to just put the bagger on, collect, and dump in the bin, than trying to double or triple cuts and stuff. The other thing too is, speaking about rutting, is with the ground being so soft at times that if you were double or triple cutting, you would definitely tear up lawns when they're soft. So you can see even here, like there's going to be times where it's going to leave marks or little ruts and stuff just from regular mowing. You're not really doing anything, just we've had some rain happening. Rain coming through heavy. Yeah, you get that, even though it hasn't rained now for a little bit. It's been dry all day. There was a chance of showers yesterday, but that didn't really materialize unless it rained overnight. Just some morning dew this morning on the lawns. Everything else was dry. Question. So you can barely hear the mower. That's awesome. Can you hear me though? That's a whole other question. So you can't hear the mower because I'm using those IsoTunes Link 2.0 over-the-ear headphones. So they have like active noise cancellation for when you're on calls, not for what you're hearing when you have them on. When you have them on, you just, they're over-the-ear earmuffs, so you just hear kind of the muffled noise. I can definitely hear the mower. But if somebody were to phone you, then that active noise cancellation kicks in and helps make the call not noisy for the people who are calling you. I'm also using the optional boom mic accessory that they sell. So there's a little jack underneath that you can plug in, and there's this flexible microphone that goes right in front of your mouth. So I've got that. So I've got the mic basically in front of my mouth. It's got the active noise cancellation. So that's why the mower, you're not going to hear it so much, but it's kind of hit or miss sometimes with the talking. If I talk loud enough, I think it's okay. But I'll show you that setup after. When I get back to the truck, I'll go in front of the mirror or something. Other questions? You guys can hear clearly. Awesome. The deck size. So the deck size on this unit is 36. So this is a 2009 X-Mark Turf Tracer with 36-inch deck. The Turf Tracer is, so they got, let's talk of 3 different walk-behind models. There's a Metro, a Viking, and the Turf Tracer. The Metro is the entry-level belt drive. The Viking is the hydrostatic drive. And then the Turf Tracer, which this one is a hydrostatic drive with a full floating deck. So you can adjust the deck heights, where the Viking and Metro, you only have sort of limited height adjustment on the front caster wheels with spacers and stuff. It's a fixed deck. The bagger attachment here on the side, I actually purchased used on eBay. It came from somebody in Florida, all the way from Florida to basically diagonal from one corner of North America to the other corner on the West Coast. I got it for 99 bucks, shipped to me. I think the attachment itself was only like 50 bucks or something like that. Somebody was selling it. It's older, starting to rip on the top corner, but it's awesome. It fit this unit like a glove, even though it's not even an X-Mark branded attachment. It's an Encore, but they're very similar. That it just fit perfectly. Almost done. First one. I'll have to blow it off, of course, and head to the next one. The next house is just 2 doors down. It's on the other side of this one next door that is under construction. Slope here, so I'm gonna lock that wheel so I can see it. Take a quick preview and see, make sure I didn't miss any spots, which for some reason I have been lately. I don't know if it's just got a lot on my mind. Sometimes yesterday I missed a little spot I noticed on my final walkthrough. This morning I did a house and then went to blow it off and noticed I forgot to edge one sidewalk. Might be a joke, but might be like early Alzheimer's or something at my age. Went to the doctor a few weeks ago just for a regular checkup, and just before kind of saying goodbye or whatever, he's like, anything else you want a thing or you notice you're concerned about? I was like, yeah, I always I used to be able to sleep through the night. It's my bladder wouldn't bother me. I'd wake up in the morning, go to the bathroom, but now I always have to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night. And I was like, is there something I'm thinking concerned, prostate cancer or something like that? And he's just like, welcome to old age. Like, thanks, Doc. So maybe the forgetfulness has something to do with that. getting old. I am 49 years old, turning 50 next March. Big 50. That's pretty crazy to think about. Here, I went to get one, but the prices are so high. Are you talking about the walk behind or the headphones or? It's down. Grab the blower. I'm just gonna loosely load the walk behind. I'm not gonna strap it or anything because our other house is only 2 doors down. So far, so good with that belt. Let's see if it'll hold for all three houses. I've got a couple of spares in the truck. I've got the old one that I was previously running with it that had just a couple little cracks in it, and then I kind of changed it early. So I've got that one as a spare, and then I also ordered a brand new one, so I've got that in the truck too. So I figured I will just leave this one in until it breaks. Oh. I was like, I hear a truck running. It's my truck. I bent over. So hopefully you guys can hear me still. I accidentally started the truck when I bent down with the remote. So it would have switched audio to the Bluetooth inside the truck for a few seconds there. Hopefully it has switched back. Happens all the time. I've got so many keys on my my key holder, and I hang the keys off my belt loop. I used to put the keys in my pocket, but the keys would always poke holes. So again, old man style, hang them off of my thing. But then sometimes I'll bend down and it'll pinch a key or something into the remote start. Oh, and here I am. Look at that. I'm grabbing the trimmer when I'm already done trimming. I need the blower. I'm already thinking about the next house. Haven't finished this one. Live streaming. It's like, what is it? Patting your head and rubbing your belly at the same time. Trying to mow and live stream and talk, carrying a conversation and all that sort of stuff at the same time. Not too bad, not too bad. It's pretty good. Do you guys do the grass here along the sides of the curb and stuff. I don't, unless specifically client asks for it, in which case I'll charge them for that. I don't spray it. I don't do any chemicals, but if they want me to like trim it or something, I will, but oh, this hill is killer. This driveway. Up the driveway, up the driveway. Some grass here. Looking pretty good. I don't think there's anything to blow over here. Nope. No piles. No piles of grass. Na, na, na. All right. That's that one. Pull out my short person stool. Super nice for the homeowners to have that there for me. Grab the keys. Pull the lock. Got the key just in case it doesn't lock properly or something. Oh, no, that time it went good. The keys on there. Ooh. Have you guys started any leaf cleanups yet? See, leaves are just starting to fall. I'm not too concerned about them at the moment, depending on the property. Yeah, I'm not sure what that guy was thinking over there. With that crazy, like, must have had the deck like set super short, whoever that was. Yikes. Mistakes happen. Oh, no new questions. I think I'm up to date on answering questions from the chat so far. All right, so off to the next one here is just in front of that white SUV, the house right after it. So I'll pull the truck up there. The audio is going to sound a bit funny. Here's the ISO tunes. I don't know if you can see those with that boom. Can you see that boom mic? Hold on. There it is. I'll just kind of move it out of the way. See if you can see it there. With the audio, that's how I'm doing the audio over Bluetooth. And then I've got a battery pack. So it's going to switch audio for a minute. When I get to the house up the road there, then it'll switch back once I shut the truck off and open the door. So it'll be temporary loss of audio. All right, so audio should be back. No other questions. So pull off over here. The third house that I'm going to do after this one is up the street and around the corner. So that bottom of the street there. Now we got this one here, front and back lawn. See what we can do. Every time I park here, I leave enough space there to open the gate behind me and roll the mower out. But then I always get freaked out because I'm unlocking my lock here, and there's this storm grate right there that I always worry I'm going to drop my keys and have them fall, because it has happened before where you go to unlock and then the keys fall on the ground. It's right over the storm grate. Though hopefully my big wad of keys there would prevent it from going in to the storm drain. Check any questions. I always got to tilt the phone forward so I can read, because it's kind of like the fixed length. Ooh, where are we at for battery here? Got 2 bars on there. Should be enough for this one. I always tend to use this press trimmer on the lowest power setting. Which it's on right now. You know what I didn't do though? Was put my safety glasses on. Again, the live streaming is a bit distracting. I usually have them on, but I take them off when I'm mowing, when I'm doing the live stream, so I can see the comments easier. It's hard to see with the glasses on. And then sometimes forget, which is very dangerous. Don't do that. Always put your safety glasses on. Grass behind this tree. Got the corner for the turf tracer. And I used to have grass going all the way up to the tree trunk. I talked them into taking the grass out. But they didn't do enough, I don't think. You can see it's open underneath the tree now, but the canopy still covers quite a bit, so it makes it very difficult. I can't edge the underside because I can't see. Once I get close enough to edge when I'm standing here, I can't see the edge. So unfortunately it doesn't get edged, that little garden. I was trying to explain to them to have the garden bed go right up to the canopy so that I could edge it and make it all look nice and pretty. For anybody just joining, thanks for coming into the live stream. Today I'm doing an experiment. Yesterday, I've been doing these live streams, experimenting, just doing typically one house a day. Yesterday, I ended up doing 2 houses in yesterday's live stream. And then I wanted to do a third. It was actually like a smaller one, but um, my iPhone battery was already dying. So then today I thought, let me see if I can do like 3 houses. And it's 3 bigger houses. So I brought a large battery pack with me. It's like a 26,000 milliamp battery pack. I have plugged in to my iPhone. The audio you're hearing is coming from the ISO Tunes Blink 2.0s with the boom mic accessory. So this is essentially what it would sound like if you bought these and used them for phone calls like they're intended to. But I discovered that they also work with the camera app. So, or a streaming app, I should say. So it allows me to talk while I am filming. Some other questions. Jace, so hey everyone. Charles Grossa, hi. From Mississippi. Hello. It's a long ways from Mississippi, from where I'm at. A long ways that way, where the skies are blue. That is the United States of America over there, about 6 minutes away in that direction. I am here just on the other side of the border in Canada. About 2 hours north of Seattle. Mississippi must be hot and humid. At least that's what I think of when I think of Mississippi. That and have this like urge to start counting. One Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. See, like the Sesame Street count. 1, 2, 3 Mississippis. Ha ha ha. I love to count. I'm just a nerd, so never mind that. Just ignore. Alright, let's see here. This backyard. Uh-oh, battery's dying. My battery is dying on the string trimmer. Will I be able to have enough to get around the perimeter here? Or will it be the walk of shame? Stay tuned. Place your bets, folks. Will he run out of juice before the job is done? And be sent back to the walk of shame. Or will our hero conquer the day and complete the job on literal electrons? and presumptive fumes. What are the Vegas odds? It's flashing, it's flashing. It's saying, get back, get back. We're almost out of juice. Just let it ride. Let it ride. See what happens. We're almost there. Almost back to the start. Can we make it? Can we make it? Oh man, we're almost there. Oh yeah, we made it. Now I'm just going to touch up some things since the battery has not died yet. Just grab that little corner there. I think there was a sprinkler box here. I want to clean up if I can. Alright. Watch your ears. Sorry about that. You ever have that when you're trimming on something? Didn't have the RPM high enough, so then it like grabs the object. I can't believe I made it. The battery is on its last little bit. Whew. Let's see if there's any questions. Mississippi, cool. I've been there before. Cool. Now that hurricane just came through, audio is kind of muffled. Might be from the noise cancellation. How's it sound now when I'm just talking with like no equipment going? Well, let me know how it goes. It's part of the deal here is kind of figuring things out as I go with this live streaming. It's good now. Okay, so yeah, so what happens sometimes is that active noise cancellation. If I don't talk loud enough, when there's like a loud tool happening, it's trying to cancel out that noise, as you heard with the mower. That you would expect the mower to be super loud, but it's pretty quiet on the stream. It's because it's those headphones. But if I'm not talking loud enough, which you tend to forget because normally I'm not yelling, then it has a hard time distinguishing between the noises, and it will muffle and cause some weirdness. Oh, customers just pulling in to the property, so I have to put you on mute for a little bit if they want to talk to me. Oh, not starting. Let's see. This here and this here. Pull the choke. Nope. Try that again. Might have flooded it. Yeah, I think I flooded it. Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. Yeah, you can smell the fuel. Definitely flooded it. All right. It's always tight in the trailer there because it's such a small trailer that it's hard to pull the cord. I'm always afraid of smashing my elbow. All right, let's see what we can do here on this one. Again, it's going to be a little bit noisy. Doing this one at 2.5 inches as well. It's soft ground here. It hasn't rained for a few days, but if you guys have any questions, just put them in the chat. Otherwise, I'm just going to mow so that the audio isn't muffled as much. This is another lawn that is all moss and thatch. You can see from there, yellow, it's just all thatch. It's so thick. Walking on it is actually probably the worst one that I have for thatch. Even worse than the one yesterday. This is one where I would love to get one of those dethatching attachments for the navigator and come out and do dethatching and mowing at the same time with that grass collection system. It would be awesome. Yeah, I gotta be really careful here because there is a water meter poking out of the ground there. I want to make sure I don't hit it, being distracted by the live stream. right? Just noticed my first customer, the previous house, just got home. Bet you they're pulling into the driveway going, man, that lawn looks fantastic. This one, on the other hand, this looks a little rough because of the thatch. Definitely something for next season. I know the wife is interested in having thatch removed. The husband is fine the way it is. Bagger is still holding up. Not clogged yet. I'm always looking at that side bagger for a deflation of the bag. As long as it's puffed up and ballooned looking, then I know I'm good. You know, it's bagging. It's not full yet. Once it gets full or gets clogged or blocked, if the grass is like really wet and heavy or lush, then that bag deflates. But no, made it through, so that's good. So yeah, normally if that bag is full, when it deflates, it'll look like that sort of thing. Same thing where it kind of drops. So when I'm mowing, I'm looking out for that to make sure that it has that ballooned appearance. So I know it's bagging properly. This one, they have a golden retriever that always comes and says hi. Very friendly. Alley cat. Do not use your sulky. I do at times. Just depends on the yard. Right now, these ones are kind of feeling a bit soggy, even though it hasn't rained. So I just want to make sure I'm not tearing up the lawn. I've noticed that even just doing some 3-point turns manually here, walking behind it, that it's tearing up some spots. Check the bin. This one's got lots of room. So like on a big property here, they got 2 of those bins that I can put the grass clippings in. Yeah, so it just depends on the season with that sulky. That's why I say these walk behinds are so versatile, because of course if this was a stand-on, I see I use my sulky when the yard is big where I don't feel like walking. Yeah, so I do that too, but because I'm in the Pacific Northwest and all the rain and poor drainage and all that sort of stuff, lawns can sometimes be soggy even though it hasn't rained in a few days. So I just kind of play it by ear and we'll walk behind it. That's why I don't use the stand-ons. I have that X-Mark stars, but because you always have to be standing on it, it's just so much weight that it would tear up. Well, this gives you the option. Thing two is I found that they keep building mowers and equipment, well, mowers specifically, they keep building them heavier and heavier, like heavy duty, like more and more. So like this little area here beside the shed, I'm going to do a pass here, and you're going to see the tire tracks because it always obviously has some drainage issue or something. Like I can feel the ground, it's so soft underneath there. There you go, you can see those tire tracks there. Kind of like muddy. And you know, this machine is only 300 pounds. But yeah, like this turf tracer, for example, this one's a 2009. It's about 380 pounds. The new version, like the 2024 turf tracer, I believe is like 700 pounds for the same 36. So they just build them heavier and heavier. Like it's awesome. You're getting like a tank, except I would much prefer lighter machines for where I'm at. You know, this machine's 2009. It's probably got thousands of hours on it. I bought it used in 2017, and it's held up. So I would say that they were built strong enough already. So you can see that kind of like mucky, muddy tracks there. And it hasn't even rained, so you can imagine when it does rain, what that would look like. So this is the first year that I've tried this turf tracer on this lawn. This was the first lawn that I was doing in this neighborhood. And then that the other one I did before this, and the one we're going to do after this, have just come this year. So when I was just doing just this lawn, I was just using the push mower for it because of, so you see how the bag is deflated now? So that tells me it is either full or clogged. So it's clogged. Right there where the chute is. Because I've got the Gator mulch blades, so I don't have high lift blades on here right now. Oh, hold on 1 second. Oh, just 1 second. It's heavy. All right. The customer just came out to ask me if I do Christmas lights because I have it advertised on my trailer that I do. Unfortunately, I don't do Christmas lights anymore. Sorry about the audio there. Obviously, I had to mute the audio. Customer didn't want to accidentally record something sensitive that they might tell me. It's happened before. People will tell you things like illnesses or deaths in the family or things. So you don't want to record somebody without them knowing they're being recorded. So just put it on mute, face the camera down, so best you see their feet. These are cool clients too. They know that I do a lot of social media and like equipment reviews and stuff like that. So for the most part, they're used to seeing cameras with me, taking photos or videos. She was asking about Christmas lights because, like I said, I have it advertised on my trailer. Back in the beginning when I used to do a lot of extras, you can't do stuff with ladders anymore. My knees don't like it. Anyway, she said she went with some company that did Christmas lights and that they made her buy the lights that they install and then charged her for the installation. And originally they said like put up and take down and stuff. When they went to call, she said it was a bit misleading because she had to call, have them come take it back down after, and they wanted to charge her almost as much as it cost to put them up. So she took a look at her original quote, and it didn't say anything about a price or the removal of the lights being included, which they had originally, I guess, sounds like they had originally kind of mentioned in their spiel, or what she understood. So she ended up just leaving Christmas lights up. So I just caught a whiff of like burnt rubber. So see how long that belt holds on for. Oh. David Bale is referring to the price of the mower. Oh yeah, their mowers are out of stratosphere, I think now. With pricing, it's very expensive. I think a 36-inch walk behind is like, I don't know, 10 grand or something now. I bought this one used, it said 2017. I paid like $2,500 for it. So it has been stellar for me. It's old, it doesn't look pretty, but it works. It's lightweight, came with the salt. Great mower. The only thing I've had to do is occasionally change that belt that I'm talking about right now. Lasts about a season and a half or so for a belt. Almost done here. Little section. Let's go. Right. That's all she wrote for that one. Little spot is missed. Yeah. Good spot sometimes, you know, you get that little mohawk in the lawn. I'm going to. Alright. Use that for today's thumbnail image. And that like that. Hold it steady so I can take a screenshot after. That should work. I got a temporary screenshot for the live stream. Just kind of showing this mower from another property. But I like to change it up. Yeah. A little bit more. Different. Let's see. This bag. Oh, goodness. So I'm going to open the gate. Usually I close the gate because of the golden retriever. Always wants to come and say hi. So I always have that closed. But I can see the door is closed, so dog's not going to come running out. Load this up. And got one person watching at the moment. Welcome to the live stream. If you're just joining us, thanks for sticking around. If you're here for a bit. Spending the afternoon with me while I mow some lawns. Oh. A couple of big eagles or hawks flying in the sky there. You can see them. Big wingspans. And I'm just going to loosely load this machine because I'm just going up the road to the next one. Same neighborhood here. No busy streets, just residential streets. So I'm not going to bother strapping it down or anything. Literally just going to the end of the road. It's really impressive. She's still just saving for herself propelled. Yeah. I know, it's crazy. That is Canadian though, so it's probably, I think, it's probably like $7,000 US for a 36-inch like turf tracer. So that's with like hydro and full floating deck. Let's not even get into like battery mowers. Stand-on battery mowers in Canada are ridiculous, with the exchange rate being like basically like 35% more expensive than the US. So like, what is that Toro one? Toro X Mark battery stand-on. I think it's a 53-inch. Like the Revolution, I think it's called. Grandstand Revolution. Toro one. In Canada, that 56 or 53-inch or whatever size that Grandstand Revolution is. Oh shoot, I did it again. Second house in a row. I grabbed the trimmer, not the blower. That Grandstand Revolution in Canada is $56,000. Yes, you heard that right. $56,000 for a 52-inch stand-on, battery powered. So, and that's coming from me. That's coming from me who loves battery stuff. Going, are you kidding me? 56 grand for a stand-on mower? That's a bit much. Like, if it was like, I don't know if you've seen Cameron from Lawn Care Life in Missouri. He's been using that right stand-on mower, but it has that Green Z robotic technology, and he can like map out lawns like I do with that Segway robotic mower I've got in my backyard, the little Segway, but this is on like a stand-on mower, so he can map out customer properties. Take the mower out there, load up that property, and hit start, and it knows where it is, and we'll go and mow the property by itself. Well, okay, I can see that for 50 grand, but not just a regular stand-on just because it's battery. out some of these clumps here. Yeah, seeing some little mohawks in spots. Maybe my self-conscious mind had seen that. It was trying to get me to get the trimmer out. Yeah, a couple little spots I could touch up. Just because the lawn is so thick. There's a couple of little areas that, let's see. And using the mulch blades instead of the high lifts. So I'm gonna grab the trimmer, just do a quick touch up there. And then we'll head to number 3, which is again just right up the road, the end of the block there, around the corner. That's the one that I actually did on last week's live stream with the broken window. Let me go touch that up quickly. I'm from Texas. 56K seems like a good investment. Just start charging $2,000 per Texans, eh? Texans love your electric stuff, don't you? You guys are all about the electric. I'm kidding, of course. It's probably like diesel capital. It's definitely electric here. Very popular electric vehicles are here. I think actually the city that I'm in has the most electric vehicle sales. There's one of them in North America. It's like the highest rate of electric vehicles. Which obviously I don't mind because I've got an electric vehicle myself. One of my cars. It's actually pretty awesome in the right scenario. Like what I use it for my kids' commute. They go to a university about an hour away in each direction, so using the electric car. Can't see where that spot was. Oh, I think it was over here. Yeah, so having the kids use the electric car to do their commute cost me about, I think when I calculated last, it was $1.78 per day in electricity costs for a 2-hour total drive, hour there, hour back, which is nothing. That's peanuts. For roughly a year of use with that car, calculating based on the year before, where my kids were driving a 4-cylinder Mazda with just regular gas, was about $7,000 in fuel for the commute for the entire year, going back and forth. With the electric car for an entire year, it came out to about just over $700 in electricity costs, charging at home. So just charging the car at night, every night. All right. So yeah, in the right situation, I'm a big fan of electric. All right. Let's see. 6K sounds okay. Yeah, my dream truck is a diesel. Wow, what car is that? That is a Hyundai Ioniq. I think it's an Ioniq 5 electric vehicle. Um, I think that thing is like Motor Trend Car of the Year or something like that. It's got some crazy technology in it. Um, for example, my little electric Kia, I've got like a first generation Kia Soul that I bought for the kids to use. Um, it takes a maximum of like 50 kilowatt hours. If you're going to like a fast charger, that's the most it'll accept is like 50 kilowatt hours. Where that new Ioniq and like your average Tesla, like Model 3 or Model Y, does like I believe it's like 400 kilowatts, so that's a huge difference. But that Ioniq is one of the first cars to kind of break that, and that will accept I believe it's like 800 kilowatts for fast charging, which is just insane. Like that's just so crazy. There's not even chargers that will do 800 kilowatts. That's how crazy it is. So audio is going to change again to the Bluetooth of the truck of my dirty diesel.
Was it expensive to put a charging port at your house? No, it was actually pretty cheap. Um, so the audio is not going to be as good right now because it's going through the truck's radio. But the charging port at home, um, the local power company was giving rebates on them. So you could buy whatever charger from their approved list, and then they sent you a check for like $250 off. So the charger was like $500, and then I got 250 off of that. So I only paid 250 for the charger, and I had already installed a welding plug in my garage. So it was just a matter of plugging it in. So I bought a model that has the same plug as like a welder's plug, and just have to put it on the wall and plug it in. So when I had moved into my house, I had put in a 220 volt welder receptacle, which was pretty easy too, because my house's electrical panel is right in the garage, so it's easy to tap into an open space on it and add a breaker and do that. So I wired in a compressor and a welder, a MIG welder. Right, so this is the house. I gotta go up this narrow driveway. So how I do that is I gotta kind of like back the truck in up the driveway, kind of go up this other street here in a weird angle, and I'll see if I can do this. But it usually takes some pretty good concentration because it's very narrow. This driveway barely fits the truck, the hedges and stuff that are on there. But I am just watching the mirrors there. You might be able to see in my mirror there. I prefer backing in up the property versus having to try to get down the driveway and onto the road blindly. I might not be able to see cars coming. And it's up a steep slope as well. So straighten out a little bit. A little bit too much to one side.
want to go over if I can avoid it. Oh. You know what? I'm going to back a little bit in farther and then pull forward so I can pull off to the side here and just make some space in case there's only one car here. So last week they came kind of midway through the mowing. And there we have it. Backed up there. Just hang on. Let me get my headphones back on. Alright, so I don't know how much of that you heard, but I was just backing up that driveway. Very tight squeeze. Ugh. And one of the cars is not here, one of the customer cars, so they might arrive after. They came like partway through my mowing last week, so I just wanted to make sure I was tighter to this side to give them space. I see one of their cars here, but give them some space to get their car through. So yeah, I don't know if you heard that about the charger, electric car charger. It was very cheap to do. A local power company gave me like a rebate off the price of the charger. It was $250. So the charger itself, you could buy any of the ones they had on their like approved list. So it was like $500, and then I got $250 back. And then I had already had a 220 volt welder's plug in my garage that I installed when I moved into the house for a compressor and welder and stuff. So the electric, obviously I'm not welding and using the compressor and all that sort of stuff all the time. So I just plug the electric car charger into that. And if I ever need to use the welder, just unplug the charger and plug the welder in. This is the house with all like the nooks and crannies and dead battery. I forgot about the battery on that last house. Remember? Last house I was like, hey, let's see how far we can make it. Battery's the light's flashing. Forgot to change it. Forgot to change it. So let's swap it out. This is the last house for me of the day. Was the car expensive? Not really, actually, because I bought a used electric car, and I bought it. Didn't buy like the fancy Tesla, which is what I kind of wanted originally, was a Tesla, but at the time it was during like pandemic time, and cars were just ridiculous. Used Teslas were selling for more than what those cars were sold new. So I bought a first generation Kia Soul. Again, it's just a commuter vehicle, just meant, for not long distances and stuff like that. It only does about 170 kilometers on a charge, which is about 110, 120 miles or something like that on a charge. So it's just meant for a commuter. So it's pretty cheap. Well, relatively cheap compared to the other electric vehicles. So it was still about, what was it, 21 after tax, 21 grand after tax, but that's during pandemic time when it was like the height of vehicle stupidity, where Teslas that would normally sell new here in Canada for like 40, we're going for 60 with, you know, a ton of mileage on them already. So, that's why I say relatively, like it was cheap, relatively, right? In comparison. But like I said, with the price of fuel savings for my kids, driving it every day 2 hours to cost me about $700 in electricity versus the $7,000 the previous year in fuel. The car is paying for itself basically. It'll take about 3 years, which we're coming up around the third year of it right now that we've owned it. So basically the fuel savings this year will pay for that car at the end of this year. And then however long it lasts after that is just basically like free driving. Because of course there's no maintenance on the car either. There's no oil changes or transmission services or anything. There's a lot of stigma and jokes and all that sort of stuff around electric cars. And I don't know. It's I guess not macho to have an electric car. I could care less. I'd rather keep the money in my pocket than be paying for fuel and oil and gas and all that sort of stuff. Makes more sense to me. Of course, it's not for everything. As much as I would love to have an electric truck, which I would, I really do like those Ford Lightnings. The Cybertruck is not not on my radar. It originally was, before I knew what it was going to look like, when it was just a rumor that Tesla was going to release a truck. It was something I was very interested in. And then I actually watched the live presentation of that Cybertruck when they first announced it. And I thought it was a joke. Originally, I was like, are you kidding me? That's what you come up with? Like, your whole motto for, electric vehicles is sustainability and all that sort of stuff, which is great. But then it kind of contradicts the design of a Cybertruck, because if you're concerned about the sustainability and saving the planet and stuff like that, why would you make such a polarizing vehicle that is going to be so controversial? Why wouldn't you make something that is more normal in terms of a truck, like the Ford Lightning, and get more adoption, and then save the planet, because there's more people buying them than the Cybertruck, where you're just going for the shock factor. So I really do like the Lightning, and I would love to have one in the business, but again, hard to justify the prices of any new truck. When you're mowing lawns, I prefer not being in debt. You see the trend there? With keeping money in my bank versus spending money on things like gas and services and oil changes and car payments and stuff like that. That's why I still use my 2005 truck for work, because the route density is so small. um, that in fact, with my truck, I do my oil change once a year on that truck, and I don't even get to like 50% of the recommended kilometers on it before it needs an oil change in a year, because I just barely drive. It's all the lawns that I service are close by. The root density is very good. It's taken many years to get to that, but any other questions so far? I decided not to buy new and invest the K into it. Yeah, it's and it's gonna need more work and stuff. I'm noticing some rust now in the truck bed underneath. In fact, there's one section of my truck bed that it's literally just the spray and bed liner that's holding it together on the passenger side. So when you open up the bed of the truck, it looks fantastic because it's all spray and bed liner. It's when you go underneath and you go, oh, it's only spray and bed liner holding it in that one little spot. It's not a big spot. It's like I don't know how big it would be, probably, I don't know, maybe 2-3 inches at the most wide by maybe like 2 to 3 inches long. It's a patch, definitely like a hole, just rust. It's interesting because on the there's signs of more rust though on that passenger side bed. On the driver's side, it's brand new, and then I realized it's because on the driver's side there's the plastic fuel tank, and it acts like a shield from like the road salt and stuff like that in the winter times. And I don't really drive it too much in the winter now, but when I first got it, I did all the time. So the fuel tank is actually protected the truck bed there. Oh, I'm trying to do the slope here. All right. This house has lots of nooks and crannies. So this is also the house where I broke that window. So last week, and it was one of those patio doors there, the farther one that I broke while I was mowing. Last week the customer had some plastic lattice in front of it. Some like plastic lattice sheets, like 4x8 sheets. Those ones right there that you see on the ground. That they just happen to have there. So they leaned those up against the windows with some blankets draped over them. Basically just to hold the blankets in front of the windows. But I was expecting to see them like that this week because they had actually come out to talk to me and asked me if I was back to weekly mowing so that they could have that. But here we are, and the windows are not covered. Just an odd design to have, or odd choice, I should say. To have the patio doors right beside the glass with just lawn around it. As you can see the window. It's like a double paned glass, so it was the outside glass that broke. This is just a porch that apparently the previous homeowner closed off. That used to be wide open, and they closed it in and put those patio doors. I just noticed walking past it trimming that inside, because they said they just kind of use it for storage, and that they don't like those windows or doors. I just noticed that there's actually another patio door, glass patio door, inside the actual house patio door, the one that would have been designed with the house. So, yeah, it's really odd to have two patio doors and then another patio door on the inside, the original. Oh, lots of trimming on this one. So on part of this lawn, I'm going to side discharge on that opposite side. On this side, because of those windows, I'm going to put the bagger kit on it. The other side, there's just so many obstacles that the bagger's not going to fit around like those garden beds and things like that. So I will just trim. Here, there's just like, there's so much debris. All these like walnut acorn things from this tree. There's rocks from rabbits and moles and things. You can see like here, just so much stuff. Which is why that window broke. There's just so much debris. Customer told me that they actually came out that day in the morning and tried to pick up a bunch of it because they were kind of thinking about the same thing, that window's probably going to break with the amount of junk on the lawn. Alright, that's enough. I'm pushing my luck here back here. This is worrying me. Like, you look at all this stuff. Big, hard acorns, walnuts, whatever the heck all this junk is. So I don't want to get into too much trimming and then break another window, because they are not covered up as was supposed to be. But I will put the bag on today, and hopefully that will prevent anything. Makes it a challenge though. I told them I was just concerned about, because they were not worried about the window. But I was like, I'm just more concerned too about the future. Like, those windows are always going to be an issue, always be something to worry about. Oh man. Seems like your yards are big. Do you use a bigger mower? I've got that 42-inch Navigator. That's about as big as I can get to fit inside my little trailer. So 42 inch is where I kind of like cap out at. Now, because I can only take one mower with me at a time, well, one big mower. I've got the Crest battery powered push mower. I can fit up to like X-Smart commercial 30 size mower inside that front box. In that front side box there. But in the back here, I can only fit one mower. So like today, where I'm in this neighborhood, and I did that first house on the corner, well, it had those stairs and stuff, so even that sort of little side route that I used, I would not be able to go up over those areas and turn the corner with the Navigator to get it in the backyard. So I have to bring the 36-inch, which means I got to do the other two lawns, the last one and this one, with this one. All right, I'm going to start it up. Back this one out. We'll see how the belt does on this one. Starting to smell a little bit of rubber. This belt has been looking like it was going to go already for the last few weeks. So on this one I can use the sulky. Alright. So we're going to start side discharging these back lawns where I can't fit the side bag. And then I will put the bag on for that back where those windows are. Throttle up. Alright, sorry about that. I don't know if anybody's still around or not. Sorry, had a phone call come in. It was my daughter, and she kept calling over and over again, so I thought it was like an emergency, so I had to answer the phone. And unfortunately, things like that happen during live streams. Nothing much I can do about it. She was having issues with the car, was not starting, not the electric car, the other Mazda that they were driving previously. My son has the electric car at the university. My daughter was going to work, and the other car apparently was left unlocked and was completely dead. So that would have been my son the last time driving it. He has a tendency, for some reason, always the car seems to be dead after he drives it. He has a tendency to turn on lights at night when he's coming home to grab stuff out of the car, like the overhead console lights and stuff, and then forgets and leaves them on. At any rate, I was walking her through jump starting the car with the little booster box thing. So she managed to get that sorted out and started the car so she can get to work. So, if you're still watching, I appreciate you hanging tight. That was, especially since that phone call was a lot longer than I expected it to be, with it having to walk her through jump starting the car and stuff, and she was having trouble figuring out the hood and things like that. That trailer looks much bigger on the video. Yeah, possibly. It's pretty small though. Continue on here with the mowing. That was unfortunate, the timing of that phone call. It's going so well with the whole live streaming, but it is what it is, right? What being a dad is all about. Helping the kids out, teaching them. I apologize. Started out good. See if we still got battery power. You guys let me know if you're still hanging out. You can hear the audio still. I just got a accessory not supported message, so everything's kind of messed up now after the phone call. Switching from phone call to live stream. Alright, do this one a little bit over, a little bit tighter. See what we can get done. Again, I apologize for the abruptness of that live stream kind of ending there, or kind of being paused or whatever happened to it. With that phone call. A little bit of a rough yard to mow. Dusty, dry. Shows you the extremes from one yard being soggy and wet to another yard being dusty and dry. In the same neighborhood. All right. Trying to put that bag on as I head to the other side of the lawn. You guys can still hear me. You could just let me know in the chat. That would be great. Had that phone call come in from my daughter, so I had to answer that, and I kind of messed up the stream and settings and stuff. Getting messages saying unsupported accessory and things like that. So I don't know if that's talking about now the battery pack or Bluetooth headset. Right. So I'm going to go do that side now, where that broken window happened. Customer is out there putting the lattice. I've only been here now for like a half an hour at least. It's just now the sections on the window. Silly. Those darn patio doors are a pain in the rear. Mostly because of all the debris in this lawn. Mostly from this tree. A lot of junk here and all these rocks. So this is a problem. So today, it's just put the lattice in front of the windows. Unfortunately, a lot of issues here with the moles, rabbits, and tree debris, whatever that is, acorns or walnuts, whatever they are. Some sort of acorn looking thing. Causes a lot of debris that can be, unfortunately, turned into projectiles against these patio windows. I'm going to try to, once I get this little nook part mowed, last week I was trying to keep the chute directed towards these bushes on this side, but it adds a lot of time to the job as well. Trying to avoid those windows. Kind of taking this kind of well-traveled path at the back, where I know there's no debris, and then making a pass up the middle, curving around here, going back. Now I would go in the other direction, going like up and down so that the chute would be facing to the left and to the right with the windows. So going this direction. But that's what I was doing today. The window broke. And I didn't see it broke. So it probably broke when I was driving away from it. The projectile got shot back towards that direction. If I go this way, it's at least only a problem when I'm over here. And if I take that same path, where I can see there's no debris here, and there's not going to be any projectiles going towards those windows. And I work my way towards the middle, do another strike here, very tedious, but now the chute is at least facing that way. So as I go over this debris, if anything does escape, it's going towards these bushes. Very tedious. Those are these darn windows. Hear the crunching. Hear the crunching of the debris under the deck. We're almost done. Another few passes. Passes will get it done. No. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Also, if you can hear the audio at all. And that should be the final pass in that direction. Just have a little bit here. Looks good. No window casualties today so far. That's Dusty. Dusty, Dusty. All right. Quick little drive around. Make sure miss anything. Spit down this little hill. A little bit sketchy. As soon as there's a big ditch there I don't want to end up in. Oh, looks good. Still got one person watching. Thanks so much for hanging out, especially after kind of that telephone debacle. Just kind of paused the live stream unexpectedly for a few minutes. Actually, it was more than just a few minutes. All right. And that's the third one. Third one done on this live stream, but of course those are much bigger lawns that I normally do. This neighborhood here is all half-acre properties. Where everything I tend to do is even smaller than quarter acre. They're all like 7,000-8,000 square feet on average. Where if this is half acre, that's like 22,000 square feet. So quite a bit larger than what I'm used to. Yeah. Oh. All right, I strapped the mower in, so you know what that means. I am done. Where previously I was just kind of popping this, loading it up temporarily just to move around from house to house in the same street. But I am done all three of these, and I'm actually done for the day now too after this one here. So we'll see if this live stream was a success, how the audio worked. I guess in that sense, very busy street behind these hedges here. Very, very busy street. Lots of big trucks and stuff. So I guess in the sense of, with the distraction of a phone call in the middle of this lawn here during the live stream, kind of see what that's about, how that works, how that turned out. So it looked like it just paused the live stream, but I don't know what that is, how that works. Cat, property maintenance. You should do more streams of your mowing routes. Yeah, I plan on doing some streams. I've been, like I say, experimenting each day. The toughest thing with the live streams is just getting people to participate in terms of answering questions and stuff. Like if I'm asking if the audio is working or whatever, because then it's easier to kind of sort things out on the fly, right? If you got somebody letting you know if they can hear or whatever, right? Otherwise, it takes a little bit longer because then I'm having to go home in the evening and then watch the live stream back on YouTube and kind of see where there was problems and then try to fix that the next day and see. So that's why with this one it was really good to kind of experiment doing more than one house only, doing like 3 houses like I've done today, because people are just popping in and out of the streams. I don't expect somebody to sit and watch the whole thing, but hey, get people popping in and out and see how things work and have different interactions with people and try out different things, and scenarios come up like my daughter phoning, and so now I get to see how that turned out. I don't know if you, Cat Property Maintenance, were around when on this property that I'm doing, when the phone call came in and it kind of paused. At least it was like frozen on my side of the live stream. But I don't know what it showed you guys, if it muted the audio, if it didn't mute the audio, if you could hear me on the phone call or not. So, all things we're going to have to figure out. And we'll blow the driveway. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Maybe tomorrow. Start earlier. Do a longer day. Kind of interesting. Let's see how much battery I have too on this thing and how much data it uses. The data I'm not too worried about though, because my data plan is more data than I can ever use. My current plan is 150 gigs a month of data, and I use like maybe 6 gigs, 7 gigs, something like that. Because of course I'm only using data when I'm not home, and that's usually when I'm mowing. So I don't tend to be on the phone doing data intensive stuff. It's usually at home when I'm on my own Wi-Fi. And the funny thing is that they want to upgrade me. They keep sending me a loyalty offer saying, you've been a good customer, we want to give you 250 gigs if you renew, because I haven't renewed my plan, so it's just like month to month. Keep paying the same thing now, but my contract ended, so it's just month to month. So they want to lock me in for another 2 years, so they're trying to entice me with 250 gigs a month of data. Just a little spot I want to touch up again, and I don't need to close it because we're in this backyard here. So yeah, I'm not too worried about the data. I could literally probably live stream every day, all day, and not use the data. Where did I see that patch? Saw a spot I missed. I think it's right here. Just because the lawn is so lumpy. It's like a gully or something. Right here. Better be careful so I don't break a window. That would be just my luck, eh? To do all that with the mowing. Trying to avoid those windows and then go, oh look, I missed a spot with the string trimmer, and then go and touch it up and have something sling off the string trimmer. and hit the glass. All right, that's it for this one. And that's it for the lawn mowing for today. Actually, not too bad. What time is it? It is 3:40 in the afternoon here on the West Coast. I don't know how long I've been live streaming. Oh, almost 3 hours. Huh. Pretty good. 3-hour live stream. Out in the field mowing. Oh. So, let's pull this off. Switch my camera around. All right, so hopefully you guys enjoyed that live stream. I'm probably going to cut it off here at 3 hours, especially since I'm done the mowing anyways. The whole point of these live streams, of course, is to just hang out in sort of unscripted content, right? Everything I tend to do is scripted. You're doing, tool reviews and things like that. There's editing and scripting and B-roll and this and that and all that, and even shorts and stuff like that. And the live streams are more just to show you what it's really like to be out on a day working, that I'm actually out here working on a daily basis, that I'm not just doing content creation and stuff like that, although this obviously counts as content creation. But that I'm out there doing the work, and gives you guys an opportunity to kind of pick up on any sort of techniques or things that you see me doing, maybe methods and stuff, to ask questions, and to just kind of hang out in that sense. So hopefully you guys enjoyed today's. Obviously, it's not going to be always possible to do live streams. Weather is a big thing. Once we get into the rainy season, live streams are going to be an issue just because of touch screens on the phone and stuff, and water don't tend to do well. That capacitive screen starts to act funny and do some strange things. So it's just one of the things. Gus Glenn says Canadian cellular plans are ridiculous. There's definitely a monopoly. In the States, we can get $25 unlimited for everything with 30 gigs a month. So I definitely pay more than more than $25 a month. My current plan, Canadian, I'm paying about $105 a month, and I get 150 gigs a month of data. But they want to up me to 250 gigs of data for that. Actually, they want to lower the price too. So I can either go for $95 a month and get 250 gigs, or $80 a month and get 200 gigs of data. But like I said, even with 150 gigs of data that I have right now, I don't even go through maybe 10 gigs at the most. If that, most times it's like 6 gigs a month that I might use. The one advantage, though, being Canadian in cellular plans, I would say, is that I travel to the US a lot, and when I'm in the US, it gives me an advantage because the plans that I have a more expensive plan because it's a Canada US plan. So I should clarify that it's not a just standard Canada only plan. So where you'd have to pay roaming and stuff, because I'm in the US so often, I have a Canada US plan, so that 150 gigs and the unlimited calling and texting and all that stuff works in Canada and the US. So the advantage with that, especially for me being Canadian, is that when I'm in the US, I'm not restricted to any carrier there. So if I get better reception and faster speeds on AT&T, I can select AT&T and it doesn't cost me anything. Or I can go to Verizon, or I can go to T-Mobile. Whatever I can get the best reception in, I can use, because it's a Canada-US plan, and because it's mainly a Canadian plan. On the US side, it just lets me pick whatever works the best. So I can select whatever carrier I want, which can be an advantage at times. if you're tied to the just single carrier, then sometimes it doesn't work quite as well. At any rate, guys, I appreciate you guys coming in to the live stream and checking it out. This is definitely the longest live stream I've ever done at 3 hours. And like I said, I'm gonna have to see what how that looked during that phone call that came in on this last lawn of my daughter. Like I said, she initially called and I just kind of declined the call, and then she called back right away. So I was like, okay, something must be up. And I tried to answer it, but because of live streaming and stuff, it didn't quite connect, and the kind of like the call dropped. But then she called back again, so I was like, okay, something really must be up, like an emergency or something. So that's why I, answered the live stream. Answered the call, and it kind of ended the live stream or paused the live stream. I don't know what it does. It just kind of stopped the live stream there. So I'm not sure what you guys saw or what you guys heard or what. But it's helping her through getting the car started with that battery booster. She was taking the little 4-cylinder car to get to work, and the car was completely dead. But I got those battery boosters in the car, so I walked her through using that, and she managed to get that working and started. So now she knows how to use that. And she got her way to work. But then the live stream then kind of continued. But yeah, we'll see how that turned out. If it just like kind of froze the image and the audio and all that sort of stuff. So enjoy you guys hanging out and watching the live stream. If you have any questions, leave them down below, and I will be sure to answer them. If you enjoy these live streams and want to be notified when they're happening again, then just hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell, because then it'll notify you right away when I do a live stream. Again, live streams are going to be impromptu. I'm not sure when I can do them on any given day and stuff. This is kind of a special occasion of just kind of, hey, let me just put the camera on and let it roll and see, and do like 3 houses in one neighborhood, all in live stream over the course of 3 hours, 3 bigger properties. And kind of walk you guys through that. So I might try another long live stream tomorrow and just kind of see how that works out. Maybe start right from the morning and see how long throughout the day I can go. We'll see. So if you're interested, check that out maybe tomorrow, and we'll see how that goes. So that's it for this one, guys. Thanks for joining, and we'll catch you in the next one.